everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tap In with TT. My special guest today is Davido.
Hello.
He is back for another episode. Thank you for coming back to the show.
Yes, how you doing? How you been?
How you been?
I've been good, man. Busy.
I have a bone to pick with you.
What happened?
Because the last time you and I interviewed together,
We talk about what?
you promised
Lagos
me.
or something?
Yes, you promised me I was going to get an invite. You promised me.
You're right. What year was it?
This was 2 years ago, and I still have not gotten an invite.
Crazy.
And I'll be following you on the gram. I'll be hitting you in the DMs like, yo, that looks crazy, bro.
Wow.
Like, what's up?
Yeah, funny enough, last year, like, I spent most of my time over here in the UK, so I wasn't really at home. And in December, I wasn't really at home. I was doing most shows, like, outside and stuff like that. So I haven't really been home. So I think that's
Nah, y'all getting too much money.
That's a strong
Nah,
enough
y'all getting too much money. You guys get too much money. Y'all travel all around the world, and y'all forget about the little people, man. Y'all getting too much money.
We're gonna set it up right. I think I'm doing something big December. I think I have like a big show. I didn't do like a big show in like last 2 years, except like when I dropped my album that one time.
Yeah.
But,
I'm dying to go to that festival in December. What is the name of that?
Which one?
It's a big festival.
They changed it though. It's Afro Nation though.
It's Afro Nation, right?
Yeah, they do it in different parts of the world, but like So I think this year we're gonna have some big though.
Okay.
So we can find
and then maybe I get the invite to that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, because I need like it'll be my first time going over there, and I need the experience. Like I need the food.
You have to visit. Not only Nigeria, because not like you have to visit Cape Town.
Yes, I've been dying.
You visit Ghana.
I heard Lagos. Cape Town, the safaris are beautiful, like the animals and stuff like that.
I think Cape Town like dope for like New Year's. People go there for like New Year's.
Yeah. These
days, but Ghana, Lagos, so it's like a trio.
Yeah.
You gotta do the trio: Lagos, Ghana, Cape Town.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
beautiful from the pictures, and I'm just like. Davido's been promising me, and I don't know what's going on. So what has been your favorite place to perform? Because like you're always in Europe, you're always in like just all over the world.
Man, everywhere is crazy dope.
What do you think appreciates the music more? Where?
Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just depends on like the type of show or the type of crowd. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have a big range of type of fans, like demographic, like from old to young, you know what I'm saying, so it really just depends. But yeah, I think Africa definitely, you know what I'm saying, that's home, so it's always wild. Definitely Europe, Paris, like
Paris
Europe
is amazing, right?
Yeah, I love Canada too. Canada's always
tough.
New York definitely. DC, Houston, everywhere, man. Like,
DC has a huge African population too.
DC.
The best food, you gotta say New York, right?
Best food. Yeah, but think about me, like everywhere I am, like I gotta eat like Nigerian food. Like I be going out to eat like regular food, but when I go out to eat, I don't really be eating. I just like have a drink, have something to bite.
Yeah.
But I have to have like my go-to food every day is like Nigerian food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I like.
Who
Italian
cooks the
food.
best? Like who like restaurants wise? Would you say DC when you come to America has the best Nigerian food?
Oh, okay.
Or
Nigerian food, probably like Houston.
Houston, really? I would have never thought that.
Or New York too. New York too. But New York, Jersey dope. Jersey has good Nigerian.
Can you
food.
cook?
Nah. Not really.
You don't try to experiment in the kitchen.
I mean, I can fry like plantains, eggs, like basic stuff.
Basic.
Noodles, but I can't like cook. My wife's a chef, so I never really.
Well, hold up. Your wife is a chef, and you never got into cooking.
Cause I always eat. I don't do the work. I be eating. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
But just from watching her sometimes, like I'll be like, okay, I see how you do it.
Wow.
Maybe one day when you're not around, then I'm hungry.
Yeah. You gotta cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your wife does all the holiday cooking.
No,
all
like
of
we
that.
have chefs, we have people that work too. But I'm saying, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthday, stuff like that.
She likes to put a nice feast together.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love that. So let's talk about the music. What's going on here?
Man, the album comes out April 18th. So yeah, man, we've been working on this album. It's called 5. It's my 5th album. You know, working on it for about 2 years since the last album, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's amazing. This is gonna be a big project.
You've had a lot of success with your music. Like
last year, like we toured really with my last album, Timeless. We've been touring for 2 years, basically. You know what I'm saying? But in the middle of that, we was also recording this album.
Yeah.
Funny enough, some songs on this album like were meant to be on the last album.
So you just say, well, they didn't make the last album, but you're gonna put them on the 5.
Yeah, just like 2 or like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know, some songs you make, and then sometimes you hear too much, and then you forget, like, yo, this is actually dope.
This is a vibe.
Yeah, so stuff like that. You know.
How do you pick what goes on the album?
Well, normally I like pick it myself or like with my producers. But what I did with the last album, and I felt like it worked, was I sent all the songs because we picked 17 songs from 80 songs. You know what I'm saying? For 80. So
that's a lot of songs.
Yeah, so what I do is I send to like my friends, my family, my dad, my sibling, everybody.
So you send them to regular folks, non-industry folks. Yeah. You don't send them to Chris Brown or somebody like, what do you think?
Chris is on the album, so he heard it. But I'm saying, like, I really just wanted to have regular ears, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I did it with the last album, the selection was like perfect. The way we, like, even some songs I didn't like fully agree with.
Yeah.
But if I sent it to 20 people and 15 people like, yo, like that song, it's like, you know, I must be listening to something wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the selection process that, you know, I used for my last album, and I used it for this album as well.
You're really consistent too in putting out albums. People don't understand, to put out 5 albums is pretty tough. You know what I mean? It's not easy to make an album.
But you see, like, really before like I got known like in America and stuff like that, I probably already had 2 albums. Yeah.
Wow.
So like from like a good time, a better time. Yeah. I already had 2 albums.
Yeah.
Already. So.
Yeah. So Chris Brown is on the album.
Yeah, Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying?
What's the name of the song? Can you say it, or you gotta wait? Can you sing a little melody or no? We can't
get the song. It's just called. It's like I can't if I sing it. The hook is exactly what it's called.
I was trying to set you up. I'm trolling. I'm trying to get something.
But yeah, Chris has been on my last
2 projects.
No.
3, right?
3.
Yeah, last 3 projects. Y'all make really good music together. People don't understand about Chris is that he lives in the studio.
Crazy.
Oh, he is such a studio rat. Like
he lives in the studio. Even when we in the crib, just chilling. Like he's playing music that he's either working on or just made. You know what I'm saying? I love that about him, and he's just always ready to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's ever been a time where it's like, let's go out. I'm like, he's ready to work at all times.
No, he really does.
And I'm just happy for him, you know what I'm saying? He's getting all the flowers he deserves.
And he's so talented. Like, it's so
paint,
crazy.
Act, rap.
Yes, and like when you go to his crib, like his crib is all the stuff he painted. Like the murals on outside of his crib. It's like you walk into a house of creativity.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
And you feel inspired, like, yo.
Yeah.
Bro, doing everything, like.
Yeah.
Shit, so.
And he just dropped his tour, which is going to be incredible. I like the fact, too, like, he's not afraid to experiment with the music, like even with artists from Africa, like Ira Star, who was on his opened up on his tour and stuff like that, and exposing them to the American, market, and I just think that's a beautiful thing for such an iconic artist to like expose people to different sounds.
He always does it, even like with like Lil J, like the African artist that did Mona Lisa when he brought him out in London at Wireless, like. Yeah. So he's always down for like showcasing because he knows how special our culture is, and like he's fallen in love with it over the years. Not only has he fallen in love with it over the years, he does it so well too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's real dope about him.
But it's a culture that's so easy to fall in love with. Yeah. The music is just such a vibe.
Even before it got like, should I say, commercial? You know what I'm saying? I used to play for my friends like back in school. You know, I'm in school like a bit in Alabama. We probably spoke about this. But I used to play for my like regular friends. Yeah. Like in America. And it's like, it's hard. This is before like we ever got on radio. Yeah. Before everything that's happening now. So it's like, I always knew that if people just heard it, like they would just, like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how that went.
I'm sure like people coming up into the game, are curious about how to break into the American market because you've penetrated the market so well for yourself.
Yeah.
What advice would you give those up and coming artists that, there was one artist from Zanzibar, Diamond Platts, I think.
Yeah, he's not up and coming.
He's not up and coming, but he's big, right?
Yeah,
he's big.
Huge.
And but he hasn't penetrated as well over here yet,
yes,
right?
Yes. I mean, for example, we won't have so many artists back home that are huge. Those are stadiums. But one thing, the language, but which I don't think is a factor. But I'm saying, I'm sure he does come out here for tours and stuff. But when you talk about obviously the commercial side of things,
right?
If you listen to the biggest Afrobeat songs, there's still it's African, but there's still some parts of English, where universally everybody can kind of understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he just dropped last year. He just dropped a record called Comment Ça Va, and that's everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just it really depends.
Yeah.
And some people are really just comfortable back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know artists that I know artists I know from Nigeria they're making millions and millions. Even to get them to leave Nigeria to go do a show, they're
bro, trust me, I try to book y'all all the time for Summer Jam, and y'all be like, oh no, it's not enough money. No, it's okay, I missed my flight, I don't need to come there, it's okay.
Yo, in Nigeria, you can get booked for any
no, y'all get too much money.
It's crazy. You can get booked for a naming ceremony, $500,000.
It's crazy. Y'all don't want
it's like India, just how you see how they celebrate everything in India, and it's kind of like that. They always celebrate everything, and once you're doing a wedding or a birthday, they, especially if you have money, the main thing is to invite probably a big artist your wife likes or your kids like for the birthday. It's just be happening like that sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. I know how many no's I get from trying to book y'all over here.
So I mean, also it's not so you have to also think it's far.
It's far.
You know what I'm saying? I live in Atlanta. I have a house in Atlanta.
And
so
then the visas and
and I was born here, so I have my passport.
Yeah.
I've been had my passport. So
yeah.
I didn't really have that problem. But apart from that, and these days the genre is so big, the culture is so big.
Yeah.
The demand is kind of more than the supply. So it's people have to be, saying,
so that's right, because it's not a lot, because you have so many people that want to book y'all, and it's we more artists are still coming and developing. It's you're in Europe and this person, and people don't understand the music is so popular in other countries that it's you go to Spain and then you're in London and then you're here, and it's I can't get back to America because it's I'm doing all these shows.
Summer Jam is dope. Everybody should want to do that.
Yeah, I know.
I think Ashake's doing
it. Asaki's doing it this year. Yeah. I'm excited about that. You've done it twice. Yeah. How was that energy when you done it?
The first time, I think, the first time was a boogie time, and the second time was just me. Crazy both times.
Yeah.
Crazy both times, man.
Yeah.
MetLife, right?
Yes, but this year
is in the
Prudential Center, New Jersey. Yeah.
So I think one was in the one I did in Prudential Center, and one I did at the
MetLife
Stadium.
Yeah. I'm excited because we have Asaki and we have Ira Star this year.
That's a good combination.
Yes, it is. And I'm falling, the more I'm listening to his music, I'm falling more and more in love with his sounds, his vibes. It's and I think the production is what gravitates me to the music so much. It's it's so well produced. How important it is for you to have your team of producers when you work on your projects?
I think that's one thing we don't play with is the production.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're really big on producers. Producers have big respect in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The level of respect the producers have is almost the same respect as the artists have, because people know how much work it is to actually produce an Afrobeat record. We're not bringing two samples and going and playing an MPC.
But you see how here it's samples and then
I mean, they still killing it too, but I'm saying back home is way more advanced.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, I literally had to, most of my music, the guitar is live.
I know, I was just about to ask you, is the instruments live or is it digital?
I mean, these days, you can make anything sound live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you're playing it digitally. But with me, I love my sounds live, so I try to get the most live as I can get. But production wise now, woo.
Is it more expensive live, obviously, right? Or not?
I mean, if you have your equipment and you have your experience,
yeah.
I don't think, I have a guitar player that I use. I have a couple instrumentalists that I do call, like when I'm, I need you to come play on this, stuff like that. So, I mean, if you want quality, you got to pay for it, you know what I'm saying? And you also have to understand, the bigger you get, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You also have to compensate them, like, we made a song, I made $1 million off this song, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pay you what I paid you last time. Yeah. Plus you get, and what I'm happy about, what's happening back home is that the business is getting right, because for so long, the writers, the engineers, the producers didn't know how much power they had. You know what I'm saying? I was like one of the first, artists to actually like start giving producers like they credit. Yeah,
it's crazy. I remember you talking on a panel about that.
And stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's when I found out. Even, to everybody's, to everybody's safety, like, even I found out about it late, because like back then, when I was coming up, we didn't have all this Apple Music, Spotify, stuff like that. Like, the most we'll get is like radio play, but it's big, you know what I'm saying? And people sending it on their phones, YouTube, stuff like that. So obviously, when we started getting like signed with these like big corporations, then we started understanding the music business more. Like, okay, I'm getting like, we're not just paying a producer a one-time fee. We want him to be part of this record, you know what I'm saying? Because it's actual intellectual property for them too as well. So I'm just happy that the business side of things are, everybody's eating, and the culture, everything just getting big, and everybody's just happy doing their own thing.
Yeah, I saw you on a panel. You were speaking at a United Masters panel a couple of years ago. Yeah, it was in New York, and you talked about the importance of having the business for these artists, especially producers and songwriters, because you get those residual checks over time, and that will take care of you, your grandkids, and your legacy for your family.
And this urge, motivation to work. I mean, I know money's not everything, but sometimes you need that motivation to work, and you know what I'm saying? It's just a thing, because you don't understand, like, being African and wanting to be a musician, it's not like, except you like make it crazy. Like, I'm talking about taking your parents out the hood, putting money in their pocket, buy them cars, and then that's when they realize, like, okay, this is a real profession. But like in an African household, it's not the first profession that your parents want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that when you're working with these people, you have to understand they're coming from somewhere. Like, one of my producers that I worked with, Fresh, his dad is a full-time pastor. Like, wow. Like, full-time. And most of these producers and songwriters, and they all come from church.
Yes.
Because they started playing in church early,
and singing in the choirs and playing the instruments, the drums, the piano.
Like, my whole family used to play drums in church. So just like, you have to understand that, these people got to make something out of this, because most of them, their parents want them to be doctors, lawyers. But then when they're coming back home with $200,000 publishing check, and they show like, mom, look what I made of music that you didn't want me to do, or
and it's very a proudful culture, right? They pride in what you're doing, and like being able to like provide for your family, and
it's become like another, like, see how you have oil in Nigeria, you have, you know what I'm saying, you have gold in some places. Music and entertainment is an actual asset to Nigeria.
And a lot of, and speaking of athletes too, look at how many athletes are now getting drafted from Africa into the NBA.
NFL, even the NFL.
Yeah, NFL too.
NFL now, it's like a lot of Nigerians going crazy.
Yeah.
The NBA too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's actually an NBA Africa organization now, which, yes, and there's like a whole league, I think. You know what I'm saying? I actually went to one in Rwanda.
Wow.
They built like a whole arena. It was crazy. I actually was with the NBA Africa president, like in New York. Was it New York? No, in Paris.
Wow.
The other time they had a game. I think some basketball players
came. The FIFA game? Or
No, it wasn't FIFA. It wasn't FIFA.
Okay.
It was just something they organized. It was during Paris Fashion Week.
Oh, nice.
But there's like so many camps in Nigeria, like I'm talking about well-equipped camps in Nigeria. And most of these, I've been hearing most of these scouts.
They're coming there.
They're going there more than they be going to the high schools now. These days.
If you watch Netflix, that documentary they did on the Olympics, I think it's called Court of Gold or something like that, and they talked about how now drafting these kids internationally and going to Africa, going to Canada, going to Europe, because these kids are so special now because their desire and dream is to
be in America
and be in the NBA, right? Exactly. So they train and they in there. And the thing about it that I like is there's no ranking. Like in Canada, there's no ranking system. So their egos are not as big as in America, where you play on a circuit and then your kid is ranked number 1 in the country, number 2. It's not that. These kids just ball, and there's no ranking system. It's their training. Right,
because if you think about it, there's kind of this discipline they come with when they come, especially from Europe and Africa.
Yeah,
discipline.
It's definitely discipline for sure. What else are you doing outside of the music? Any organizations, anything that you're a part of?
Oh, definitely. I have my own foundation. You know what I'm saying? I've been giving money out every year to the motherless babies' homes around Nigeria.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we gave every year. We give almost 300 or something, baby. Motherless babies' homes.
I love that.
More, I'm not really sure about the number, but we do it every year on my birthday. It's kind of like a yearly thing now. It's not really about my birthday anymore. It's just something that we just
that you love
do
to
it.
do.
Yeah, love to do.
When's your birthday?
November 21st.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Producer, I'm working on my documentary as well. That should come out. I was trying to make it come out with the album, but it's just so much
stuff, right?
Stuff to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
What can we expect in the documentary?
I mean, everything, you know what I'm saying? Definitely motivation. A lot of stuff. People, sometimes you have to take people back, because I've been doing this for a long time, so just take people back. And even when I was watching the clips of the documentary, I was like, wow, man, I even forgot a lot of things that happened. So really just take people down memory lane. We really wanted to drop it with the album, but we couldn't. So we probably gonna move it back and work on it. But even movies, I'm working on producing my own series, not about me, but just
getting into the film.
Just getting into the film industry. Me and my director Twitch talking about that already. But really, it's just the album, man. The album comes out April 18th. Amazing body of work.
How many songs make the album?
17.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Any more features outside of Chris?
Yes, of course. We got Victoria Monet's on the album.
Oh, wow, that's big. I love Victoria Monet. So you messing with them R&B vibes, huh?
Yes.